Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Namah Shri Shankarananda Gurujpadam Bhujanmani Savilasa Mahamoha Graha Graseka Karmani. जो ईश्वर का सृष्टि है वो अबंधन है. ईश्वर का सृष्टि न बंधनम करोति, बट जीव सृष्टिस्तु बंधकारकः, causing bondage. When our mind, which is none other than Chidabhasa, Jiva, it comprehends objects and it takes the form of the object, and then based upon our latent desire, we label them as good, bad, and accordingly we experience Sukamcha Dukkamcha. As the example that is given here in this chapter 4, a person was misinformed about his son's death, who actually did not die, comes to suffer because of the information that he received, and therefore the great suffering continued. On the other hand, whose son actually got killed in a war was not even informed about that. He did not have any sorrow about thing that actually happened. So the mind, according to the information it has got, so will be the experience of joy and sorrow. As it is said in 34 and 35, Duradesham gate putre jivatyevatra tatpita vipravan vakyena mritam matva praroditi mritebi tasmin vartayam ashrutayam naroditi adas sarvasya jivasya bandhakran manasam jagat. Manasam jagateva bandhakrit. Bandhanam karoti manasam jagat. Mind world, mental world. Mental world alone is the cause of joys and sorrows, and which is otherwise known as bondage. So the bondage, therefore, it is mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayo. Bandhaya vishaya asaktam moksham nirvishayam. Here, nirvishayam, not necessarily absence of objects around, manyasi nirvishayam. Mind does not having an attachment to the objects, not absence of objects. So therefore, here the argument that is coming up in this 36, we see here, Vijnana vado bhahyartha Vaiyartyat syadi heti ched Nahritya karamadhatu Bhyasyapekshitatvataha Vijnanavado bhakyartha Vaiyartyat syadi heti ched Nahritya karamadhatu Bhyasyapekshitatvataha Vijnanavada. One branch of Buddhism known as Vijnanavadin. That branch of our school of philosophy of Buddhism says absence of objects is the only way one can get liberated. So long as objects are there, there is no stopping of perception. Perception continues and the objects are there. And obviously when you perceive, then joy and sorrow would be there with respect to the object. Easy solution. Get rid of the object. Meaning, know the non-existence of the object. Aapke Brahma hai, that because from the standpoint of Buddhism, there is no Ishvara hai, tada Ishvara Srishti abhi na. Ishwar bhi nahi hai, so uska Srishti kahan se hai? So they don't believe in God. The interesting point is that Buddhism is Anishwaravadi. It is found in India only. Everything is there. Variety is there. India allowed everything. Those who believe, those who don't believe, those who pseudo believe, those who apparently believe, those who don't, all sort of varieties. And such is the nature of the country who allowed different philosophy to coexist. Nobody fought with anybody, meaning physically they did not harm anybody. So the Vijnanavadins say that Ishwar kiske liye, why there is a need for God? If you accept that there is something other than us exists, then there is a need for finding out who created that. Right? The question of creation comes only when you have the existence or the creation as real. Then there is a need for God to, okay, I didn't create, then who created? You didn't create, she didn't create. So then somebody created, God. Creation ही नहीं. Then, which includes the body, huh? ये भी नहीं है. Really speaking, this is also not true. Because it is closer to us, therefore we feel it is more real. But it is far away, that is actually not there. And without this, that is not there, right? Without this body, how do you see the world? So question this itself. ये भी नहीं है. So ईश्वर नहीं है, ईश्वर का सृष्टि भी नहीं है. विज्ञानवादे. विज्ञानवादे बाह्यार्थ वैयर्थ्यात् स्यात्. There is absence of external object. Vayartha means uselessness or absence. Artha vayartha. Vayartha syat iha iti chet. Iha, in this world. This is the only a kind of objection given by the Vijnanavada. Vijnana, they amounts to pure idealism and it deprives external objects of all significance. There is no need for accepting the reality of the objects. Problem solved. It is like, there's a lot of problem in my life. What do? Close my eyes. I don't see anything. And then walk about. So then I don't need to worry about who's my friend, who's my enemy, who's good, who's bad. That's why the Dhritarashtra and such other people, they are not able to see what actually happened. Close my eyes. And wife also close my eyes. And then I don't want to see my son, what he's doing. Close my eyes, blindfold. But the answer to that is no. Not at all. Hriti akaram adatu bahyasya arthaha. And for that alone, apekshitattvataha. In essence, tattvataha, apeksha, the consideration, acceptance for bahya, meaning the world outside, with respect to creating a mental form. Hridi akaram adhatu. Only at the respect of the creation of the external form in the mental zone. Yadyapi manasa prapanchasya eva bandha hedutvam tatapi tat hedutvena bahyartasyapi swikaran na vijnanavada prasangaha iti bhavaha. Nanu na hridi akara samarpanaya bahya padartha apekshaniyaha purva manasa prapancha samskarasya eva uttara manasa prapancha hedutva upapattehe iti ashankya praudavadena tat angikaroti. The next one. When you see the objects of the world outside are creating only the form in the mind, but by that very form itself, there is no joy or sorrow, like or dislike, anything. Mere perception does not create bondage. That's why it is divided into perception and conception. Perception is only seeing. Even in our own life, we see many things, but not all of them create raga dvesha to us. Correct? Even a Mahatma who is living in this very world where you and I live, raga dvesha viyuktaistu vishayan indriyais charan atma vasher videyatma prasadamadighachati. Usko prasad milta hai. Even though he is moving around among the same objects where you and I move about, ragateshva yuktaihi vishayan indriyacharan atmavashe videyatma. So the objects of the world are creating only the form of the mind. But what creates ragadvesha out of that is according to one's own inside ecosystem. What he has got as impressions of the past and what he is looking for. And if he gets what he is looking for in the outside object, then accordingly he will say raga, desire, happiness. If it is not, if it is contradictory to that, dvesha, hatred, unhappiness. So object perception by itself is not going to create that raga dvesha. So jiva srishti is not decided by what is there outside. So therefore they note here, no, because we accept the fact that the external object gives shape to the modification of the mind, creating mental world. Hridaya akaram adatu. It gives bahyasya apekshitattvataha, according to the external objects that is there. The Buddhist Vijnanavadin theory of knowledge is external objects do not really exist and are only conceived of the time being. Its pleasure and pain and depend upon mind endly. External objects are purposeless, therefore. A view like this, Vijnanavadins. No, according to Vedanta view, the existence of external objects is essential for forming their mental conception. Essential in the sense that that is what makes us able to understand the world. Understanding the world, the arrangement by themselves is not going to cause bondage.
Confirming that the rupa is created by us, by the jiva.
Rupa?
The form is created by the jiva.
When he perceives, yes. The formation of the mind, the vritti is created by perception.
Okay, but so
the quality of vritti is not decided by that. What is that, whether it's joyful or sorrowful, happy or unhappy, that colorization is not because of the object.
Yes, that is clear. So I want to make this for sure for myself is the rupa itself.
Rupa means form, akara.
Is created by me.
No, the form is seen, no, accordingly only seen.
The object is there, but I am giving it shape.
No, shape is there, otherwise only it's the shape of the chair. See, it's like a camera open up and look at the form, and then accordingly the form is created here. The shape of the object is created by the shape accordingly that the mind is picturizing it. It's not the picture, form itself, the shape itself is created by me. No. Samastu va bhakyam navarayitumi shamahe prayojanamapekshante namananiti stitihi mananiti vaiyartyamastu va bhakyam navarayitumismahe prayojanamapekshante namananiti stitihi. Even though objects are there externally, they are not of great significance. Because as we know, where we go to a mall or whatever place, there are so many things that are there. Not all of them create forms in our mind. They are there. Where we pay attention, we create the mental form of that. When you come back home after going to a mall and then close your eyes, what are the things you saw? How many things you may remember? As much as how many things which we spoke in the class you may remember? Swamiji's class today, 2 lines. 1 hour we might have listened, but 2 lines only. You go and see many things. Vaiyartyam, even though purposeless, astu va bhahyam na varayitum ishanahe. Even though they are not having great significance, it is purposeless according to you, but by that account, we don't want to get rid of them because that is not causing the trouble. So your own attitude is what? Because I think the world of object is what is causing trouble, therefore get rid of it. Think that it is not real. But why do we need to do that? Because it is not the direct cause of the problem. Therefore, na varayidum ishmahe. Ishmahe is to desire, wish, ishtam, the word ishtam. Na ishmahe. Therefore, we don't desire to, we don't incline to varayitum, to get rid of bhahyartam, bhahyam. Prayojanam apekshante na. Even though it is not having a direct reasoning for our experience. Na prayojanam apekshante. Why? Mananiti stitihi. The existence of that is accounted for, not the usefulness. Prayojanam na. There's no real usage of that. Because any object by themselves are not useful unless you think it is useful. Again, going back to the example, there are so many things may be there in a place, not all of them want all of them. जो अवश्य है मेरे लिए in my life at that point, what I need, then only I will go for it. Otherwise, a person who is, blind, looking for binoculars. What is the use of the looking for binoculars? You can't even see. So, prayojanam na. Until we have it. So, mananiti. What is this? What is this? Accepted is sthitihi manani. Oh, hai. Existence is there. The world is. Let it be. So, it is not a direct cause for the jiva's problem. For we know, the example will be given later on, because you can see the reason why this is given. Even though the beginning stages of our life, of our spiritual life, in the Upanishad as well as Gita and everything, what do they say? Withdraw the sensor organs from the sense object, like that of the crop medical, like that of the Kurmongani eva sarvashaha indriyana indriyarthi. From there you withdraw. Yata kurmo etoa. What is that word? So as the kurma would withdraw its limbs from the world as soon as it encounters the danger or things, so also a person who is a sadhaka should withdraw. It is necessary for such a person because at the present moment the strength of knowledge is not there, and therefore it is better to avoid all distractions from the world so that you can remain in solitude quietly with the mind unagitated. If the mind is disturbed by the senses, you cannot sit quietly and then think about the higher, because it is constantly roaming around there. It is like you tell the child, don't go near the fire, don't go further near the fire, don't go further near. And one day, put the hand. Then thereafter, Parama Vairagya. There only you don't need to tell. And I won't go anywhere near that. Why? Malum. Until then, you have to say, no, don't do this. Even then, nahi aata hai. See, when sense organs are considered to be the problem, then you have to withdraw from there. But what is the reason why he is putting this point is, we see the Mahatmas living in the same world where you and I are, and still they are not disturbed by that. So what does it mean? Kahan hai problem? Kahan hai? World. If that is the case, it should disturb him also. But it is not disturbing him. So therefore, even though the prayojanam is not there, but that doesn't mean we should deny their existence. Denial of existence only denies the experience thereof. So therefore here, we may admit that all external objects are without purpose, as it may be argued that the idea may be the result of previous impressions and need not necessarily depend on the existence of the external object for the time being. Still, it is not Vijnanavada of the Yogacharas, for they do not even admit the existence of the external objects, while we cannot deny it. Thorns serve no purpose on the road, but we cannot deny their existence. So, at the present moment, that's what he puts the point, the impressions of the past experiences, which are deciding about the present state of our mind, is not caused by the existence of the objects. And therefore, at the present moment, well, that's what to be underlined. At the present moment, there is no direct cause between the object and my state of mind, joy or sorrow. It's caused by the impressions that I have already got, vasanas that are already present in me. A small child also goes to different places but it doesn't have any intention of indulging in many things which adults may do. Bandhaschain manasam dvaitam tannirodena shamyati abhyaset yogamevadaha brahma jnanena kimbada. Bandhaschain manasam dvaitam tannirodena shamyati abhyaset yogamevadaha brahma jnanena kimbada. So if the mind is the cause of the trouble, you have already said in Amrita Bindu Upanishad also, mana eva manushanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. Many places, even Upanishad and Gita also says, I'll give you a solution. Stop the mind. Which is the yoga marga, right? Bandha has chain, manasam dvaitam. Mind alone creates a duality between the Ishvara Srishti and the Jiva Srishti. Jiva Srishti manasakridam, and that is different from Ishvara Srishti. So Dvaitam manasam manasakridam tasmat tan nirodena vritti nirodena mana nirodena shamyati. Therefore, second sutra in Patanjali. But yogaha chitta vritti nirodha. Stop the vritti thoughts. So usko kya karna hai? Abhyas. Abhyaset. Therefore, practice yogameva. So yogameva abhyaset. So therefore, practice yoga. What? Stop the mind. Withdraw the thoughts. Reduce the thoughts. Eliminate the thoughts. Fine. Brahma jnanena kim prayojanam? Bata? उसके लिए ब्रह्म ज्ञान का आवश्यक क्या है? What is the need for पढ़ो, ये पढ़ो, गीता पढ़ो, उपनिषद पढ़ो, शंकर भाष्य के सहित पढ़ो, वार्तिका भी पढ़ो, सरस्वती वार्तिका भी पढ़ो, ब्रह्म सूत्र भी जानो. What is the need? That's what many people get the shortcut. No, go and then stop the mind. That's enough. Vritti nirodha. So it's considered to be a shortcut or easy path. Try. Stop the mind. Let us see. It requires so much effort. And it is a physical effort. It's not a physical you need to do anything. But you have to make sure that the mind is not distracted by anything and not having its own volition due to the earlier impressions and this and that. And then you sit in the only place, but you do all sort of shaking the head. Why? It's not going. There are people who want to do that. Good, go ahead. Brahma jnanena kim? What is the purpose of Brahma jnana? Knowing Brahman, how does it help? Problem is here. Problem is in the mind. So why not we stop there instead of learning something else? Swamiji, it looks very good, correct? Right? Problem is with the mind. By knowing Brahman, how does it help? Correct or not? All of you agree? Chalo, Panchadashi, close the Panchadashi and do some pranayam right now. Arrest the mind. But then he said, Tatkalika Dvaita Shanto Api. What is Api? Yoga, right? The printing is not correct here. Let us see here. Tatkal. Agama janita kshayah. Agami janita. Agami janikshaya. Okay, should be Tatkaliga Dvaita Shanto. Apyagama janikshaya. Brahmajnanam vina nasyat. Iti Vedanta Dindimaha. Tatkaliga Dvaita Shanto Apyagami janikshaya. Brahmajnanam vina nasyat. Iti Vedanta Dindimaha. Dvaita Shanto Tatkaliga. Even though you say that control of the mind can bring about peace or quietude, that Shanti is Tatkalika. Tatkal, for a short time. Tatkalika, short time, temporary. Api, what is that? Agami janikshaya. Agami, what is yet to come? Agami jani, the possible birth of or possible production of new thoughts or new condition, kshaya, that is not going to happen. That's what Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi also said. Layagatam punar bhavatino mrutam. Even though he mentions there, jala pakshivat rodasadanam. Even though, like that of a bird that is flying, you put a net and then thereby you bring the bird not to anymore fly. By that you may think that the bird has stopped flying. Remove the net. New internet would come. Is it not? Power cut, no internet. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Power comes back. Everything starts. Where is the signal? Where is the signal? Don't suddenly in one place you'll find. Then everything starts coming. First thing anywhere you, what is the network here? So the mind can be made to quiet, made to become quiet because of the control or the practice that you make to keep sure the mind doesn't go anywhere. But agami janikshaya. Brahmajnana manam vina nasyat. Without the Brahmajnana, agami janikshaya nasyat. Knowledge of Brahman alone can really bring an end to this mind. Eka chintanat nashametyatah. Eka chintanat nashameti. Manaha na layagadam. Manaha mritam gacchati. Punaha bhavati eva yata sushuptam. Sushupti kale manaha layam gacchati. Tasmat shanti api. Punaha Prabodhe, next morning, Punarjanma bhavati manasah. Again come back, again start the whole thing. So, Brahmajnana mina nasyad. Idi Vedanta dim, 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 dim. Dindima means what? Proclamation. Like in the kingdom, they have a huge drum and then that's called dindim. Suno, 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 bhai, suno. अरे नहरवासियों सुनो ये वेदांत का डिंडिम है ब्रह्म ज्ञानम विना न मोक्ष संभवति declaration of all these scriptures that without the knowledge of Brahman there is no way you are going to be liberated from this, only temporarily. Yes, now there are many methods of temporary available in the stores. You can buy or you can grow in your backyard if you want to. Swami, solution is very simple. Grow this in your backyard whenever you want. Finish. Over. Shanti, shanti, shanti. How easy. So, Brahmajnanam vina nasyat. Kshayaha nasyat. Agamijani. Agamijani means that is yet to, the coming back, the return of that. Final destruction of mental creation is not possible. This is proclaimed. Vedahamedam purusham mahantam adityavarnam tamasah parastat tameva viditva adimrutyumedi nanya panta vidyate anaya Shveteshwara Upanishad. Vedahamedam purusham mahantam adityavarnam tamasah parastat tameva viditva adimrutyumedi nanya panta vidyate anaya. Etam purusham mahantam vedaham. I know that this is the mahantam purusham, aditya varnam, of the nature of sun, tamasa parasat, beyond darkness, tameva viditva, knowing that alone, adimrutyamedi, beyond the death, na anya panta, there is no other word. They cannot make that statement like this without the reasoning. It's not a blindly believing in that. There is a lot of logic that has gone behind this statement. Anivritte isha srishte dvaite tasya mrishatmatam buddha brahma dvayam bodhum Sakyam vasvaikyavadinah anivrittepi srishte dvaite tasya mrishatmajam buddhayam bodhum sakyam vasvaikyavadinah isha srishte anivritte dvaite anivritte. Anivruddhe. Isha Srishti can never be eliminated. And let it be tasya mrishatmatam buddhva. Understanding the illusoriness of that. Illusoriness means here, the way it appears, it is not what it is. Hey, but not the way it appears to me. This is what is called mrishatma. Mrishatmatam buddhva brahma advayam bodhum shakyam. The non-dual nature of Brahman can be known. Vastu vadinaha, vastu aikyavadinaha, according to the people who have gained that unity. Vastu Aikya. Vastu Aikya means what? Vastu Aikya means that reality. Reality which is one without a second. So what is this nature of illusoriness? So where the Buddhists come to say that the object doesn't exist, Vedantin doesn't say that it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist the way you are looking at it. Sky is there. Whether it is blue or not, that is according to your perception. In the daytime, it looks blue. At night, it doesn't look blue. So where is the blueness? Sunrise and sunset doesn't take place, but you see it. That is your illusoriness. Not that sun is not there. You understand? Anything that you come to experience, there must be a substratum for it to be known. You are looking at a movie, no doubt. What is seen in the screen is what you see. But without the screen, can it be possible to see the movie? Yesterday I was coming in somebody's car, hybrid, Toyota hybrid. right? The latest model. Right. And he was driving and he says, I think, I'm going in 20, whatever, 65, 66. And he was not looking at the, panel. On the screen nowadays, and what do you call that? The windshield, right? There the appearance. So you don't need to even shift your eyes to this. While looking at it, you can see. You see the glass also. On the glass, there is a details. And the car, something comes, you can see that car is coming there. The car, I say, here, aata hai, uska kuch pata nahi. But in that, it says car is there in front of you. It shows in the shield as a projection, but you can't. So I said, where is that? I don't see it. Swami, you have to sit in the seat of a driver, then you see it. Then I said, the next development of the technology is, for the passenger, there will be movie. On the shield. I will be laughing and whatnot. What is going on? You please drive. In the screen, I can see movie in that. What is getting bored when I was looking at the road? What's the point? But I'm looking at the same windshield only, but for me, it's a movie. Now the technology has come such that individually, each one can see, even though the screen is the same. So what happened? You need to buy only one TV. Everyone will see what they want to see in the same TV. What a wonderful thing. Anyway, so the point is that it is that substratum has to be there for the projection to take place. So anivritte api isha srishte, even though it is unavoidable, it is present, all that. Dvaite tasya mrishatmatam buddhva, having understood the illusoriness of that. Illusory means temporariness. At one level is temporariness. Second level is the way you look at it is decided by your mental impressions. What you have got in the background. So, vastu aikyavadinaha brahma advayam bodhum shakyam. Then therefore, they can see clearly the non-dual nature of Brahman, even while Ishvara Srishti of variety of things are still present. Because they see the substratum constantly, even though what appears to be Nama Rupa Janita, various varieties, even though they perceive it, they know their illusoriness, the temporariness. When I see all the plastic chairs, if I know that it's all plastic, then I don't need to worry about that, because I know the quality of plastics or the characteristic of plastic will be there in the chair also. So mud, when I know, then all the mud parts will have the same character only. Gold, when I know, all the gold ornaments that are the same quality only. Therefore, having understood the substratum, he is not deluded by what appears as the variety. So now, an example that is given. The creation is not annihilated, but its unreal character is known. When the snake is identified with the rope, is known to be unreal. Its substratum is known. So the point here, substratum is known. Don't say substratum is not there. That is the standpoint of Buddhists. A substratum hi nahi hai. There's nothing which is constantly present. If you accept the substratum, then you have to ask, where is the substratum coming from? Then you have to accept Ishvara. Then substratum nahi. Kuch bhi nahi hai. Therefore, they wouldn't talk about the creation. Now, the example is given here. Pralaye tan nivrittau tu Guru Shastra Bhavatah Virodhi Dvaita Bhavepi Nashakyam Bodhuma Dvayam Pralayetan Nivrittau tu Guru Shastra Bhavatah Virodhi Dvaita Bhavepi Nashakyam Bodhuma Dvayam. removal of the objects of the world or removal of the Vishwa, the Srishti, as non-existent by itself does not lead to freedom, self-realization, moksha. For pralaye, in the state of dissolution of the world, tan nivrittau, srishti nivrittau, Ishvara srishti nivrittau tu, in the absence of the Ishvara srishti, and also Guru, Shastra, Adi, Abhavata. In the absence of the Guru also is not there, Shastra is also not there. In which case, this person who goes into the state of, at the time of Pralaya, when everything is gone to null and void, because of the absence of the proper teaching or the teacher, Virodhi Dvaita Abhave Api, according to you, that this world is an issue, right? And elimination will solve the problem. That is not there. Virodhi Dvaita Abhave Api. In that state where there is no duality at all, Advayam Bodhumna Shakyam. There is no experience of the oneness of everything. Mere elimination of the world, even at the time of Pralaya, does not lead to realization of the oneness. If that is the case, a person who goes into coma, who's coma? Coma. What is that? There is nothing there. Or anastishaya, ana asti iti shayanam. Kuch nahi hai. So when he wakes up, what does he experience? After 20 years of coma, the person comes back. Even though during that time where there's nothing experienced, when he comes back, you think that he will, I'm enlightened now. Why? Dvaita abhava. इसलिए एकत्व का ज्ञान भी हो गया मेरा, ऐसा नहीं होता. So ऐक्यत्व ज्ञानम बोधेन शक्यम. Only when the knowledge takes place it is possible, not by the absence of the world alone. इसके लिए गुरु हो और शास्त्र की आवश्यक है, शास्त्र भी आवश्यक है. That's why he specially puts that Guru Shastradi Abhavatah. Mere elimination of the world alone does not create realization of the truth. Acharyavan Purusho Veda. So the one who has the correct knowledge coming from the scriptures and the Guru alone comes to realize that oneness, because mere absence of the objects or the world, even at the time of Pralaya, does not lead to moksha. Realization. See, here moksha is not just getting away from all the problem. No, it is not. It is positively existing with the joy of the oneness in spite of the world around. Why do you blame the world? That's why he says, why are you blaming the world? It has not created the trouble at all. Abadakam sadakam cha Dvaidam Ishvara nirmitam Apanitum ashakyam chet Yastam tat Vishyate kutaha Abadakam sadakam cha Dvaidam Ishvara nirmitam Apanitum ashakyam chet Yastam tad vishyate kutaha Kutaha tad tam vishyate. This very Dvaita, Dvaitam Ishvara nirmitam, the apparent duality created by the Lord. What is apparent duality? The duality that you see different from the object, this world that you see, different from yourself. That is the Dvaitam. Abhatakam, it does not have, it's not an obstacle to you. In fact, it is sadakam. Na abhadakam, sadakam. Not to put the abadakam na sadakam. Don't link that there. No, that problem then. Sadak nahi hai, abadak hai. Nahi sa nahi. Abadakam na sadakam. The whole duality created Ishvara is rather help, sadakam, and not an obstacle. Ishvara nirmitam na abadakam. Sadakam. Ashakyam apanetum. You cannot get rid of it. I want the world to get out. What do you do? सब लोग यहाँ से निकल जाओ. Nobody I want to see. Then chairs are there. Chair भी निकाल दो. Then the carpet भी निकाल दो. The hall floor is there. उसको भी निकाल दो. Building निकाल दो. Remove the building. The earth will be there. How? Where are you going to get rid of it? How? Best close your eyes. Think that that's not there. Body is there, no? This is also Ishvara Srishti. What do you do with that? Huh? I'll kill myself. Best do that. In such people who do not have a correct understanding, better get rid of yourself. Apanedum ashakyam. It is not possible for you to get rid of it. Not that it is a trouble for you. It is in fact very helpful. He will tell you how it is helpful later on. So, Ishvara nirmidam dvaitam sadakam na abadakam. So, yacha is there. So, abadakam. So, I thought badakam, but not badakam. Abadakam cha. So, it is not badakam. So, abadakam. So, in sculptures. It is abadakam, not subject to the obstacle. Sadakam. It is indeed is useful. Dvaita Ishvara nirmitam. Ashakyam apanetum. It is not possible for it to get rid of. As blueness of the sky does not prejudice the knowledge of the space, so also the creation does not prevent knowledge of Brahman. So finally he says, all right. So understand the world is not an obstacle, it is helpful. Now how it is helpful, that is said here, jivadvaitam tu shastriyam. Ashastriyamiti dvidha upadatita shastriyam atatvasya bodhanat jivadvaitam tu shastriyam ashastriyamiti dvidha upadavita shastriyam atatvasya bodhanat. Shastriyam jivadvaitam ashastriyam jivadvayam iti dvida. Shastriya jivadvaitam. According to Shastra, the creation of the mental concept, mental world of a person, ashastriyam, against or not accepted by the Shastra. According to Shastra also, there can be the mental world or mental creation, and also there can be mental creation which is not accepted by the Shastra. Now I'll take the former one, which is according to Shastra. Upadadita Shastriyam. The former one is to be taken up, and that helps you until one gains the Brahmajnanam. Tattva avabodhanat. Means until. Tattva avabodhanat. Until the realization of knowledge, this mental creation, according to the scriptures prescribed, is helpful. And those which are created by the individual, which are not accepted by the Shastra, is not going to help you in gaining that self-knowledge. So, how is that? Guru be part of the world only. Isn't it? ईश्वर सृष्टि में गुरु भी है, शास्त्र भी है, भगवान है, भगवान के सृष्टि, whatever you worship, are the temples and the forms and the rituals, everything is in the Dvaita world only, in the Ishvara Krita world only. Ishvaro Guru Ratmedi Murti Bheda Vibhagine. In the Dhyana Shloka of Dakshinamurti, Guru Atma Jivai. So, what do you call that? Jiva, here is the word as Atma. These three are present in the world, and that is helpful. Without the Guru, Ishvara cannot be known. Without the teacher and the Lord, Atman cannot be known. Ishvaro Guruhu Atma iti Vesha Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurti. He himself is appearing as, the Atman itself is none other than the Dakshinamurti, who appears himself as the Guru who indicates Ishvara. Therefore, the Ishvara Srishti is useful for your realization, provided this is Veda Anusara, Shastra Anusara. So do not just for reject. See, if you say, according to this Buddhist, the world is null and void, kahan Buddha kahan hai? Buddha nahi hai to Buddhu ho jayega. Buddha was not. Before so and so, only if you believe so and so, you will go to heaven. Uska baap ka kya hoga? The grandfather of so and so went to hell, is it? What kind of a thinking is that? So it is merely say X and Y, if he is not there. Buddha is also an avatar, a person or a form that came in due course of time. Before that, what happened? So everybody was in hell. In the remote island or a remote part of Alaska, one priest went there and said, believe in this particular God and then you will be going to heaven, otherwise you'll all be in hell. I was better off. Now I know that I'm going to hell. Please don't tell me. Earlier I did not know. So, but such a thing existed. He said, without knowing this, you'll go to hell. These are all unnecessarily creating some kind of a confusion in the mind. So, Shastriyam Jivatva, Shastriyam Atatva Avabodhanad, the former one which is given, that as Shastriya, that will help an individual. Upadadita, keep in mind that one, what is Upada Adita. Upadadita. So that which is to be, what is said to be the first one, which is the Shastriya Dvaitam, Jiva Dvaitam, that needs to be kept in mind for us to understand that it will be helpful for realization of Brahman. The other one doesn't. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Happy Diwali to all of you.